This podcast is brought to you by Marlin's Media Services, LLC. Marlin's Media Services enhances your event or product with tailored event and entertainment solutions that resonate with your message and vision, specializing in audio production and DJ services. If you want to get in contact with us, just email marlinsmediaservices@gmail.com. Let's get started with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Marlin Meets Podcast. I'm the one and only that guy, Marlin Dixon, and we got something special for y'all today, man. Oh my goodness, we got something special for y'all today. We're going to change it up a bit. Today, specifically, I want to talk sports. And when I want to talk sports, I only call one person. One person, and we're going to talk about sports for hours. And I will say, I don't even know why she's not like a sportscaster or anything like that yet. But I'm going to tell you, she is a whiz when it comes to anything sports. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce right now the one, the only Miss Diamond Jones.
Marlin Meets. Marlin Meets. Marlin Meets. Marlin Meets. Marlin Meets. Marlin Meets.
AKA Queen of Football.
Queen of Football. That's her name in the fantasy. That's her name in the fan. What you 2-1 right now, right?
No, yes, I'm 2-1.
All right, and
I took a bad L last week. I'm gonna make up for it though.
That's all right. You took a big win this week, and I won't tell you what my record is. First of all, this is a question I have for you. How in the world did you get into sports? Like, why do you know so much about sports? Why is that a thing?
That's crazy you asked that. But look, growing up, my brother played football, and every Friday or Saturday, well, it started off on Saturday when they had like the little Pee-wee and the junior. My mama used to always make me go to the games, and then when she got older and started playing for high school, we dare not miss the game. And I was just like, well, if I'm going to have to come out here and sit out here and look at this, I might as well learn what it is I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, it just kind of went from there, and I just started understanding it and liking it. But I only like pro sports. Let's put it there.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. When you like in a family reunion, are you always the one that's like arguing with somebody about sports, like it's like a sports show or something like that? Because I know when we get together, it's going to be Diamond and somebody, and Diamond checking somebody. Usually it's me.
You're right. Well, it just depends on what it is that they're saying and which sport that they're talking about. Or, I mean, I try not to argue with them unless they ask me that my opinion didn't open up other can of worms.
Well, I sure appreciate you being on here today. We're not going to waste no time because you know exactly what I want to talk about. And I got the jersey
Ooh, that
on.
jersey.
I got the jersey on. I know I shouldn't be wearing it right now, but you know, I'm a loyal Jags fan. So we're going to talk Jags, and then we're going to talk a little bit of other football. So this is where I want to start first. We played the Bills. We lost.
Yes, I think it was 47-10.
47-10. Tell me your takeaways from the game.
Well, my first takeaway from the game, any Jaguar game, when we always fall behind or the team scores first, we never win that game. Let's start there. I mean, it's been a long time I've seen the Jaguars actually won a game from coming from behind. So if we're not starting off leading, it's hard for us to win there. Secondly, we played in man coverage, which was a problem because half our secondary was hurt. We couldn't cover the man, so I don't understand why they went and switched it to cover two. They underestimated the Bills receivers, I see, and it caught up with them.
I just wanted, you know how I am when I talk about Jaguars. I get real emotional. We cannot figure out what the problem is, right?
Oh, you know the problem.
Okay, please tell us what the problem is. Tell me what the problem is. Because I'm sick and tired. I
don't think it's just one problem. I think it's several problems. First problem is the offense. It's just not being ran right, whether it's the coordinator, Trevor's, or the offensive line. I mean, he don't really have much time to throw, but yesterday he did, and actually he just made bad decisions, like I said, from last year. He always had that problem. He's not a good decision maker. He makes bad decisions, and Yesterday, that interception that he threw, that was solely on him. I mean, he was a little pressured, but he could have easily threw the ball away or just threw a little bit more accurate plays. He just overthrown his own receiver that
Mm.
much. He's been practicing with this guy all training camp. Why are we overthrowing receivers like that?
Here's my thing about Trevor. I think he lets the pressure get to him a little bit too much. I think he
Yeah.
tries to be so much of a perfectionist where he just wants to execute where it almost like psychs him out, where he just missed simple throws. Like it's crazy. Like that's a throw you probably made 110 times and now you can't make it.
I feel like with the contract, he feels like he's under more pressure to even perform.
Oh
And
yeah.
starting also bad does not help. But honestly speaking, after 3 games, we right where I thought I was. Maybe us beating, we was either going to beat Miami or the Bills. We was going to beat them, but I still had us at a losing record. Looking at the schedule, I was like, "Ooh, that's a tough start."
No,
And then, I mean, honestly, and I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if it needs to be some coaches change, some players changes, or what. But just, I mean, I feel like the chemistry is there. It's just the confidence is not. So I feel like the whole confidence is they're lacking. They keep saying that they are, but when they're going on the field, it's not showing up on the field. I don't know. I mean, the defense is okay. The front seven is good. The secondary is not there. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the secondary do got a lot of injuries, but it's the next man up, and we have to play in a safe zone, and man coverage is not it. We should not be in man coverage with the
I
players
didn't
we have on the
I didn't
field.
understand why we were playing so much man yesterday against we keep saying it's the top two, like the second best quarterback in all of
Hmm.
football. And like
Yeah,
why would you even like it's and he's so good that he don't even have name receivers. Like these are receivers
right,
like we've never really heard of.
right.
And
He don't
he's
have a top 10 or 20 receiver on his team right now. Yet
and they're
he
going
tore
down and
Jacksonville.
scoring every time. Like
They took
I didn't understand that. Like this is just like one of my frustrations with the Jaguars. But here's my question to you: who would you place the blame on for the Jaguars right now? If you could say this person is the reason why we're losing, who would that be?
Well, the only difference that I say that they have not changed, I mean, because we're not going to disc our quarterback. We signed him, so we locked in with him. The only other thing I would say right now, it has to be the offensive coordinator. So I would say between what the general manager, the coach, and the offensive coordinator, that's the main problem. The offense cannot stay on the field. They cannot finish drives, and they cannot. I mean, they can't score. It's so hard. Like if the defense don't do their job and then probably score for us, the Jaguars would probably not win a game no time soon with the schedule that I've seen. Because even teams that struggle can move the ball. So what did that tell you? We have pieces. Like I can give you an example. You know, I'm here currently in Charlotte, North Carolina. They
Mm,
made an offense. They made a quarterback change. Nothing on that field changed but the quarterback.
that's
And you
it.
see the difference?
Yeah.
So we can say that. I mean, do you think that we should bench Trevor Lawrence and give
No.
Mac
I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry to
the
cut you off, but no.
okay,
You know why?
okay.
You seen?
Why?
Did you watch the whole game?
Yeah, but that was just one play. The game was over by then. So giving him do the same thing that the Panthers did when they changed nothing but the quarterback.
Okay.
And then you take Trevor out for Jones. Do you think you try that to see if you get a different income? I mean a different outcome before you let somebody go?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I feel like it's two different situations. With Carolina, they have nothing to lose with Young versus we done put all our money, basically all our eggs in one pot to where we're not going to pay one of the highest, richest paid quarterbacks just sit on the bench.
No.
I mean,
No.
that's just not going to happen. So I don't even think if they realize that that's the problem, I feel like they'll walk around the room before they get to the problem. So they would go with the coaches, the coordinators, and the owners and stuff before they realize that you could have just took the right path to the quarterback if that's the problem.
I
So what do
think
you think they should do or start at?
I don't know what they should do, but this is something going on in that locker room because we if we go back to last season and we like I don't think Press Taylor is the guy when it comes to the offense is and that like again like we're saying that's not the sole problem. But
Right.
but that's where you need to score points in this league, right? And
Right.
if we look
Gotta
at
be able.
before Press Taylor, whoever was calling plays, I believe it was Doug, when Trevor was getting out quick and just like excelling in the offense. I wouldn't say he was like the best at it, but like excelling, and you can tell he was comfortable going back to where they played the I believe it was the Jets or whoever, and he had like that 6 interceptions, but 6 touchdowns. Like he was confident in that. Something is going on in that locker room where Trevor does not feel confident. Like I don't know if he don't trust his coach now. I don't know if it's because press now. I just don't know. And this is me talking as a fan.
I know you said. I know. So what I personally think could and should probably happen. Like you said. I think something is going on. I don't think the players believe in the play call. Like I don't. I mean, I think they want to like go with it and trust each other, but they don't believe in like it's going to work with press. So I think that they need to figure that out. Maybe try something new. They respect it, but they don't believe in it because they don't go on the field and you know what I'm saying. Play like they know that they can play better, but don't know how to do it. It's something going on, and honestly, it has to be fixed soon because they're running out of time.
If you look at how they played last night, there was no like it just seemed like they gave up after the first, like not even the first play. It just looked like they was just like, and you know what make me upset? It's always on primetime TV, like primetime TV. We always just like blow it, like. Every time. I think last year was the Ravens. Like, we played better then, but still, it's like always on primetime TV. I don't know what that is either. But again, that's just me being a fan. That has nothing to do here or there. Is it too early for coaches to start being fired? And you touched on it a little bit before when you was talking just a little bit before. But is it too early? We're only 3 games in now. Let's back it up. We're only 3 games in.
It's never. I personally don't think it's never too early for a coach being fired. But however, I think that the Jaguars players themselves actually believe in Doug, and I think that they respect him and they don't really want him going. However, and then honestly, what he's done the 2 years in Jacksonville before that, we had what all those losing seasons. I heard them say last night that Doug on his first 2 seasons as a head coach
winning
had the Jaguars with 2 winning seasons. So right then letting me know that they believed in him and he's not going to go anywhere. So I don't think it's ever too early, but I don't think that that's going to be the move that they do right now.
Yeah, because you know us, we gonna
even if they was to get rid of him, they would wait till at least after the bye week or halfway through the season.
Yeah,
right now it's too early.
Yeah, because you know us,
but I don't ever think it's too early.
We as Jags, we gonna get them out of here.
I've been seeing, like, when I'm looking on social media and like see that people are actually talking about, you know, the Jaguars. They're not talking about the coach, Doug Peters himself. They're talking about everything else that could be going wrong. So I don't even think that the outsiders looking in think that Doug is the problem. And me personally, I don't think Doug is the problem yet. So I don't know what they do from here. Just like I seen today that the owner was talking to Doug, trying to come up with some solutions. The conclusion, I first think they might start with trying to bench Trevor, which I don't think is a smart idea. But since we got, and I really think that's why we picked up Jones, just for a situation like this. But if you pick up Jones and you do that, why would you sign Trevor to all that money?
Let me say this: if we start Mac Jones, it's just gonna kill all the confidence. The season is gone. The season is gone. Trevor is supposed to be the guy. He is supposed to be the guy. We paid him the money. If you transfer that power over to Mac Jones, like, that's gonna be tension in the locker room. It's gonna be tension, and that's the season. The season already over to me, to be honest. But I'm gonna tell you, like, that's it. That's it.
But okay, so let me tell you this. Let me ask you this: do you think that Matt Jones can bring a different demeanor and swag to the team, or maybe that uplifting that maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars need at this point? And like, at what point do you go ahead and make that decision? I do still think it's too early. I think that they would still respect Trevor Lawrence as long as we have something to fight for. But definitely after like the bye week or anything else that we don't have, when we like just out of it completely, they will make that decision just to protect our quarterback.
I get what you're saying.
Future quarterback.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, you got to give them a couple more games. You got to give them a couple more games before you make any decisions like that. I get it. Now I want to ask you the question: do you think Trevor Lawrence is the guy for Jacksonville Jaguars?
Me personally, before or after the contract, I mean, yeah, me personally, I don't know if money going to make Trevor play any better because you either have it or you don't. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is the guy in Jacksonville. Before he got paid, I didn't think he was the guy in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I don't know what would make me think that he is, even if we win the next 3 games. I just don't know. I don't like his decision making. I think we hold Trevor to a high standard, like somebody said over the offseason, of the things that we think he's going to do because he was the #1 overall pick and what he came from and what he done in Clemson, which is not fair to him.
And in high school, they say that too.
Yeah, and everything else that he did. So I mean, I just don't know. I'm a Jaguar fan, always been, but I gave up on Trevor
Wait,
last year.
Hold on. Say that again.
You heard it. I'm a Jaguar fan. Duval is where my heart is.
I'm putting a timestamp on that right there, and I promise you, if you ever stray away from it, I'm gonna play it back. We got it on tape, people. We got it on. I'm telling you, me and Diamond be having some man. Yes. When what's our old defensive coordinator name? That just got fired. When he got fired,
Mike Caldwell. Yes, I was so upset.
Man, I called down. I pulled over at a Wendy's and called Diamond because I was like, we need to talk about this right now. Man, I was heated about that. All right.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that the defense is doing better this year without him so far?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
I didn't think so either.
No.
But do you think we have better pieces on defense this year than we did last year?
We do, which is why I don't understand what is going on. The new defensive coordinator came in talking that we going to be more faster, more this, more that, whatever. And where is it? Past couple games, right? We're not, we got, the offense, of course, has to give you some leeway to help them out. But I believe we was way better last year. Under Mike Caldwell. I really do.
Yeah. And that's what pissed me off the most because I feel like last year we had a better defense and this year we have better players. So why we don't even have any turnovers 3 games in. Last year around this time, we was leading the league or tied with most turnovers. So is that not what they're practicing or preaching no more? I mean, I just feel like the whole dynamic. I mean, last year we could expect for our defense to win us 1 or 2 games. This year, I don't even see that happening. Now, granted, they keep saying that we got a couple.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time. Your prediction, just again. Say that one more time.
Last year, the defense won us a couple of games. This year,
yes, they did.
I don't see the defense winning us any games.
Yes. Oh no. No. So, especially how we played last night. Oh no.
Yeah.
Not to say that we can't, like, again, this is 3 games, and you know the optimist in me. There's only 3 games. We still got a whole 12 other games to get together, but I don't see it. I don't.
Well, can I tell you one thing that I thought the Jaguars was trying to do last night that kind of worked a little bit? I think that they were trying to stop Cook and Josh Allen first and then beat them in the air, but by the time they did that, it really didn't matter.
No.
Or that Josh Allen is still a good enough quarterback where he was willing to say, okay, you're not going to let us run the ball, then I'll throw the ball, because he knew that what he could do on our defense and our secondary. So he never feared having to throw the ball to us, and we never had any sacks on him. There was never no pressure. And I can't say even in the end, in the last couple of years we played the Bills, we've beaten them, and the score be like 9-6 or 10-16. It don't be high scoring games, but at least one thing about Josh Allen, you have to give him pressure, because if you don't, he'll stand back there, pick you apart, or he's going to run. And neither one of those happened last night. And besides in the other 2 or 3 years that we played them, there was some pressure, and they couldn't run the ball. He couldn't run, so he had to throw, but not last night.
All right, so here we go. Here's another question I got for you. Like, again, I'm an optimist when it comes to my team. I look at a team by the name of the Kansas City Chiefs. They used to be really bad. And now they are really good. Do you ever think the Jaguars will have... Why are you asking?
Do I ever
Let me
think the Jaguars
finish.
will have?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, your reaction threw me off. Do you ever think the Jaguars will ever have a success story like the Chiefs did? Like, will
Yes,
we
I
ever be
mean
able to turn it around like the Chiefs have, or an
you
organization
can,
like
but
that?
we can't. I mean, I think any organization can have that. But one thing about the Chiefs, when they built that, they started off with Patrick Mahomes. Every team in the league had a chance to get Patrick Mahomes, but guess what? They got Patrick Mahomes, and then they also got one of the best coaches ever to coach this game. So when you have a good quarterback and a good coach, a dynamic duo, that's all it takes. Do I ever see Jacksonville doing that? With the right players? Do we have that on our team right now? No. So if the vision and the look is very blurry, Marlon, honestly. And there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And if it is, it's not on right now.
And oh, okay. I move on from the Jaguars. That's all the Jaguars, because I.
Yay! But it's all Duval. What Wigner always say? It was always the Jags.
It was always the
Always
Jags.
be the Jags,
It's
whether
all.
you like it or not.
It's always the Jags. And listen, that could be a good or bad thing. Last night it was the
Right.
Jags.
It
It was.
definitely was the Jags.
It was
He
the
didn't say
Jags.
how, but he said it was gonna always be them.
All right, so now moving on from the Jaguars. You know, I could talk about the Jaguars all the
Yeah,
time.
I don't want to talk about them no more. They make my blood pressure high.
All right, so let's move on from the Jaguars. Let's move on to some other NFL teams. What teams right now in the NFL are surprising you? Like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think that was a thing.
Yes. Okay. So my earliest surprise right now, I have to start with Minnesota Vikings. They are right now sitting at 3-0 with Aaron Donald. Everybody thought that they was in rebuild stage, and then when they drafted that rookie and he went down, they was like, "Yeah, it's definitely done." But Aaron Donald has been balling. Believe it or not, I think Donald is playing like a top five quarterback right now. I'm just saying, as of week
Which is,
three,
yeah,
3 weeks in, he's playing top five with the one receiver not really having, you know what I'm saying? That defense has been balling. They just look good. It looks like a well coached team that went to training camp, have some chemistry together, and know how to play together.
if you would have told me that last year that
Yeah.
Donald was going to be
Yeah.
balling like he was, I would have been like, nah.
And needless to say, just think about the division that they in. They counted Minnesota out when Cousins left, and that's because they play in the division with Green Bay, and everybody had Bears being so good on paper, and then with Love what he did last year with that team. So people that he's been having to face in that division, because they already had Detroit at the top of it, and then they had Green Bay up there. So what he's done so far, I think I'm most surprised by that team.
Besides the Jaguars, what's the team where you look at and be like, oh yeah, I knew they were gonna perform that way?
Kansas City Chiefs. At the end of the day, I hate the Chiefs. But I knew right now if you told me week 3, week 20, they would be undefeated and they'll probably be somewhere at the end fighting for the championship. I just at this point willing to root for whoever can beat them.
Why do you hate the Chiefs?
I'm just tired of repetitiveness. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Chiefs Kingdom or whatever it is they say. I'm sick of seeing Taylor on my screens, even though they haven't showed it as much. I want something new and I want something different. I mean, it's so many other teams out there, and it's not even saying like they just got a squad. I think the Chiefs are very beatable. It's just sometimes other teams outcoach them. I was watching the Super Bowl at the end of that game. Andy Reid outcoached 49ers with the plays that he called, and that's what gave them the victory. Yep. So I'm just willing to root for anybody who can outcoach Andy Reid at this point.
Which is going to be very hard. Rookies, that's impressing you right now.
Oh man, I'm trying to tell you guys in the fantasy league, but that dude Daniels, that quarterback, he reminds me so much of Lamar Jackson, just a smaller and younger version. I hope he stays healthy, because if he does, that's my prediction.
You're talking about from the Washington team?
Yes, what's his name?
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, it's him.
Jaden Daniels.
Yes, if he stays healthy.
Okay, before we get out of here, I'm going to get your picks. So, who you got winning the AFC this year?
Oh, that's a good question. 3 weeks in.
3 weeks
in. 3 weeks in, if I had to choose to go, if I had to put my money on it, just 3 weeks in. 3 weeks in, I'm going to have to say the AFC is still going through Kansas City,
Every
but that's
time.
not where my heart is.
Where
But if
your heart
you
is.
told me my heart in the AFC, I'm going to say, and my heart still is going to be with Baltimore.
We all want it. We
Yes,
all
my heart is with
want it.
Baltimore. They like the only team I see can always come up anywhere close to beating them. If not Baltimore, honestly, it's no other. It has to just maybe be Baltimore. And I'm never going to sleep on Josh Allen, but I don't know if they have the pieces to hold and the defense to hold up with them at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say my heart is with Baltimore. My
Your
head is always
head
going
is
to tell
going to
me
go with the
Kansas
Chiefs. You
City.
got to go with the
Now
Chiefs.
it's
They are the team to
I
beat.
know,
They are
yeah.
the team to
So
beat. NFC, who you got?
NFC, if stays healthy and things go as planned, I like Detroit as of early on. I think
Oh.
Detroit might be, if they stay healthy with that running game and the offensive line they got, and then defense kind of tighten up, the secondary tighten up a little bit because their front seven is good. Like I like you can't run the ball on them. So that the secondary tighten up and maybe they go to playing more man coverage. I like Detroit being able to score and stop teams and still run the ball. They're the most complete team that I trust that I know that did it last year from what's going off of last year and just these 3 weeks that I would go with because they're pretty healthy. So yeah, I like Detroit so far.
All right, so we
What
got
about you?
I want to go back to the Ravens because last year I wanted it
Yeah.
so bad for Lamar, man.
Mm-hmm.
He went MVP and it's just like once he get to that stage, it's just like
Yeah.
you just wonder why. And I'm gonna go with Detroit. I like Detroit.
So
I
you
like
saying Baltimore and Detroit? That's what I really wanted to
that.
see, but the
Wouldn't
world
that
wasn't.
be? That would be a
That world
fire
wasn't
Super
ready for
Bowl.
that, but yes, but if Kamala win, we definitely getting Baltimore and Detroit. If Kamala win presidents, we gonna see Baltimore and Detroit in the Super Bowl. I'm
You
claiming it now.
you heard it. You heard it here, folks. Yeah, that would be a fire. That would be a fire Super Bowl. That would be a fire
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
that's what I was
We
wanting last
Chiefs
year.
got enough already. You know, whatever. I'm gonna say it. Chiefs
And
got
some I
enough.
don't know, and I don't not think that 49ers can get back there, but they just have too many injuries right now.
Yeah,
And I don't like to speak injuries on anybody, but I don't really think that Christian
Christian
McCaffrey is
McCaffrey.
going to either play this year or not going to be ready to play after the 4 weeks of IR. I think they're going to keep pushing it back.
They want to
So
make sure he's all the way healthy before they put him
healthy.
back in because they gonna
But
work him.
yeah, because I see that, but I mean, I feel like the what is it, Mason dude is not doing too bad, but I seen an article today saying that he's going out in Germany and
Mason
other
Jordan.
places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Christian McCaffrey getting second and third looks on his Achilles or whatever it is that's hurt. So that's letting me know it's a little bit more serious than what they thought or expected.
Ooh, and I want to say sorry to all the fantasy fans who
Yeah,
got
that
Christian
took him
McCaffrey.
number one. And I'm so glad I did not get that first pick because I didn't want that pressure.
Yeah, but you know what? I wasn't. Something in my heart told me no.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm in
but
last
I
place
do
anyway.
regret. Only thing I regret is because I had Saquon on one of my fantasies last year, and I kept saying, "Well, he's on a way better team." I do regret not taking Saquon, but I'm still
'Cause he
okay
balling.
with the other people that I did take over him because I couldn't let Bijan Robinson sit there. I think in one of my leagues, or then a Brees Hall. So I mean, I feel like I'm still good with the running backs that I did take,
And
but
they're
I know I'm going to
really good.
regret.
And you don't want to say Derrick Henry, but I'm gonna say it. Derrick Henry. They're all playing very well. They're all playing very well.
And it's not the fact that I don't think Derrick Henry is going to play well. It's just the fact that when the coaches started speaking, like they didn't get Derrick Henry to run them 20, 30 times. But why did you get him? He's a running back that can run the ball and he's hard to tackle. You have to run him and make them respect you. So you bring that extra man in there and you either run him then or you don't. Don't say you're not going to run him when that's what he's here for. He is getting a little older, but he's still good enough where he can receive the ball 20 times. And y'all don't have. It's not like y'all have fire receivers where you don't need to use them because you do need them.
You should do this more often. I'm gonna just say this. Is this your first time doing like a podcast talking about sports or anything?
Yeah, somebody else had wanted me to do it, but I told him you don't want to listen to me talk about sports. I can get a little biased, but I try to keep the bias out. So before we do leave, I got one question for you. What is your expectations moving forward on the Jags and what can change from week 3 being 0-3? What do you think can change and need to happen to see a turnaround in the season? And what do you think is the best? How far can you think they can go after being 0-3?
The Jags fan in me is saying we're going to the Super Bowl, and that's just us. All right. But the real
Yeah, just the fans, right? Yeah, okay.
we had this discussion. I don't think we're going to be very good, and I don't think we're going to do it for. We're not going to be good for a while because of just how things are at Jacksonville. It's the same cycle over and over and over and over and over again. This is my take on it. And I don't wish nobody bad or anything like that, but Trent Baalke is the last of that past team, and he holds the cards. He holds the cards. So until something like that is changed, and we get somebody that everybody like you said with Doug Marrone, I think everybody believes in him, but I just think we're just not on the same page. We're not on the same page at all. So I don't think we're going to be very good this year, and it hurts me to say that.
Before we go, the only thing I can say is the Jaguars can turn their season around if the offense get their act together, whether it's get rid of the offensive coordinator, the offensive line tighten up, and Trevor plays a lot better, then we still have a chance. If not, I don't see the Jaguars winning more than 5 games. I also see us with one of the top 5 picks.
Oh, yeah.
And the only reason why I still have hope is because we haven't played a divisional game, which we play our first one this week. So if you got anybody, make sure you post this, get this posted before. I'm telling you, anytime you look at your fantasy and you see that they playing the Jaguars, you put that player in. Even if they got you 2 points from the previous week and you don't trust them, you start believing in them because they playing the Jaguars. And it's just like how people go stream with whoever playing the Carolina defense. And I see a lot of people had picked up Vegas defense. And they showed out on them. Like Carolina's like, I don't know what y'all thinking, but until Jacksonville make any changes, start all y'all players that's playing Jacksonville.
I'm gonna cut you off right here. I'm gonna cut you off right here because I ain't gonna let you talk about my team. Telling everybody to start against the Jaguars. We gonna show y'all. All right, we got less than a minute. Who you got for the Texans and Jaguars?
Oh, I got the Texans. The Texans home too. I got the Texans embarrassing. No, I got the Texans maybe about 27-10.
Okay. Hey, Diamond, I appreciate you so much. We're going to do this again.
Yeah.
We definitely doing this again. This was so much fun.
Yes, sir. I would love it.
All right. Thank you so much, Diamond. This has been another episode of Marlin Meets. We'll see you next time.
Okay,
Goodbye.
bye.